nature has a right to exist without us just taking everything from it, and it just only being about what we can go and get. And I it's my holiday and I've got to have a good time. It's all
Yeah.
about me. It's like I get it because we work really hard and I would deserve my holiday, right? But like
Right.
I guess if we go back to the beginnings of like this again, like sounds really preachy, and I don't mean it like this, but like the idea of a holiday was like, it's a holy thing, it was a sacred thing. It was like we're going to go somewhere and we're not going to bring loads of stuff with us, and we're going to just, it's about the experience, it's about the journey. And I wonder if there'll be a shift more back towards that kind of style of travel and everything
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. I mean, it's there is no. I think for us, like the only solution really is to listen, be
Hmm.
better listeners. I think that's really probably a crux of a lot of our problems is that we're not listening to each other. Like we're hearing people, but we may not be listening and trying to really digest what people need. And that's what causes a lot of the conflict, I think, and like you said, we can't just go into a place and try to help save the local people. We have to listen to what they need and hear what they need, and then you can act instead and let them be in charge of it instead of taking charge of things. I think that's really an important lesson we need to learn, and especially with travel. I don't know if we'll be going back to this light travel of like the 70s. I mean, there will always be people who do that, I think, but there's so much infrastructure in travel now. There's so much dependency on it too, to a certain extent. And I wonder like how we give better control over that for the local people as opposed to us outsiders.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's it. Like what I was going to say before as well about this was like, so yeah, it's kind of like holding that nuance, because I feel like everything, especially at the moment, like everything's trying to divide us, right? Like
Hmm.
everything's like black or white. You think this, I think that. Like everything is geared towards dividing us.
Hmm.
And actually, there's this big grey field that we all live in, like in
Yeah.
the middle, like Rumi says, where that's where we live. Like none of us are like perfect, and whichever like side in inverted commas you want to be on any issue, it's kind of like just so irrelevant, really. And then like the idea that when we're so complicated, the world's complicated, it's like let's just hold that nuance, and let's hold the fact that there are polarities, and that's okay, and we can like maybe then find a way to sort of work through it, and there isn't this like one size fits all model. And I think the main thing about travel is just like understanding our position as a visitor, like we're a guest. So how can we just acknowledge that, and then just be aware of our background and sort of settler colonial lineage potentially, and how can we then have a holiday where we maybe just consider that, looking more into like, can we have a cultural exchange, can we like make sure the locals are benefiting, can we just make sure our impact isn't going to be detrimental. And if there's a way to be more regenerative, like can we, I don't know, plant some trees or whatever it is, like I
Hmm.
just like whatever that version is for you, that's cool. But like maybe we just have more awareness and we try to do it in that way a bit more.